Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and that resolves, and today we're going to be playing some Skycrag dragons. So I've had a little bit of difficulty trying to nail what the optimal list for this is, so I basically just jammed together a few different ones and then made a couple of changes that just makes the deck a little bit more me. So we're going to try this on the ladder and see what we can do. Probably just play 4 games, maybe 5 if they are quick. I suspect they will be quick because this is a Skycrag deck with a bunch of burn. So the main idea of the deck is to play Spellbound Vestige, which is going to make our spells deal 1 more. It's going to make our dragons cost 1 less. And then in the dragon suite, we've got like a little bit of early aggro with Thieving Whelp. We've got the Burningcore Drake, which is really nice with mastery. Acedonis is the key card though, because this is going to, on the first hit, it's going to increase the spell damage of a card of a spell in our hand by 3, so this is really nice with Blazing Salvo. Helps it sort of fight through the way. Cinder Clutch does make this really big, be able to just fill our board with 3 ones which block for the turn, and then if our opponent wasn't attacking into that, we get to attack them for hopefully a chunk of damage, just kill them. Provoke the dragons as well is going to make our dragons go berserk, which is really nice because it is going to hit the mastery units like the Acedonis and the Burningcore Drake, but it's got a little bit of double synergy with the Thieving Whelp as we're able to hit the mastery and then hit again, just to be able to get a huge chunk of damage in. Of course, this scales with the Vestige and any other spell power like the Acedonis. But yeah, it looks kind of good. Of course, Dragonforge with the one of Charchain Flail and then a couple of dragons that we can be hitting. Being able to hit Charchain Flail against some matchups like maybe the basically unitless Combray Armory deck we're playing yesterday would be really good, because then we'll be able to fireball our opponent. If they've been able to stabilize, they've probably not got anything in play. And unfortunately, we probably get into a bit of a weird spot where we need to play it and then play a power to be able to hold up something like Blazing Salvo if they were playing Desert Wasps, but at that point it's kind of too late anyway because you're not getting that damage in. Anyway, let's get onto the ladder, but before we go, we'll give the market overview and then explain some of the one-offs. So we've got Raging Firemaw, which in a really long game, I feel like this is just able to burn your opponent out. I have been on the receiving end of one of these, and it was just played, and then I probably was on like 10 or whatever, played it, dealt damage, I was like, oh, didn't draw a removal spell, and then they just like double activated, attacked me, and I just died, which was not pleasant. So we've also got the Tattoo Dragon, which maybe this is better as like a 2-of with the instead of the Raging Firemaw, but I did want to try them both out so I'll see how they run. So Tattoo Dragon is nice because on your turn, like 1 market activation will draw you the will play you the Oni Grunt, as well as playing this after a Zealot because this will draw you a card, or after the Cozin because that'll draw you a Treasure Trove. You can keep the Treasure Trove for the next turn. Probably not going to be able to play it anyway because you just went 3 into 4, and they'll be able to make another Oni Grunt, which is going to help you be defensive on the ground so you're able to keep getting it in the air. In terms of the market, we've got the Force of Will special, which is Blazing Salvo, deal 2 damage to whatever, just to draw Backlash, just to protect us from anything like the Last Light promo, like Shenril, basically just anything that matters. And this is going to be able to protect us. So maybe we could have like another Unseal in here because I am a little bit suspicious of the Edicts of Linrei, but I do like my Edicts because they're generally just really effective. And stunning enemy units, even if it doesn't transform, it can just buy you a lot of time to be able to get in there and kill them, because we are an aggressive deck, but we do have like a bit of a mid-range sort of hint here because we are like a aggressive flying deck. It's a Shavka, of course, it just can be negated, doesn't care about Aegis, so this is really good against Unseen because if they get given Aegis or if they play the 2-1, we don't want to be playing like loads of cards into that 2-1 because that will generate a lot of value over time. Just want to be able to get rid of it. Again, piercing shot, so this scales really well with the spell damage. If we're able to do like 3 or 4 damage to a thing and then our opponent, that's really forwarding our game plan, which is what we like. Draconic Ire. This is just a free spell in our market. Doesn't scale with spell damage ahead of time as far as I'm aware, but if you have things in play, I believe that will impact it. So we can't just hit this with Acedonis to be able to do like huge amounts of damage if we were somehow able to draw it. But anyway, thanks for that. I'm just going to go to the games and we'll see how we do. Okay, here on the draw, and I'm just going to like trip Acedonis. If we had like a 2-drop here in its place, I'd be really happy. I'd just like a spell, but I think the trips here probably not doing it for us. We do have like, I guess, a 2-drop with the Emblem, but ooh, yeah, probably can't keep that. Gonna need to go to 6 here, but we're on the draw, so we do kind of get our card back. This could be okay. We've got like some good threats, and we've got like a potential removal spell. Our opponent's on 6 as well, so we could be okay. If we do get in for 9 here, aside from our opponent being dead because they took 9 off a flyer, we do get to draw some cards with the treasure troves. Okay, so feeling a little bit more confident now. I am going to just leave this for as long as possible because we do kind of want to play this Eclipse Dragon. Okay, well, we are playing against Armory, which is probably going to be a rough matchup because we've been quite slow out of the gate. Yeah, opponents has been allowed to set up here. They do have cards like Naoki. Should we be... In fact, let's just do this. Let us Draconic Ire, kill this, slow him back a turn. And then I'll play this and I will not decimate. Because that slows our opponent down, gives us a Blazing Salvo. Okay, so opponent's drawing, well, 2 to Blaze of Creation. I would rather they use that than just like silence our dudes. Okay, so now we are seemingly okay. So I think opponent's only got 2 up. There shouldn't be too much they can do there. I am going to play in Decimate actually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the Eclipse Dragon. This gives us free power open on the opponent's turn, which means that if they do try and like Shen Rule now, then we should be able to defend ourselves because we are able to get the Backlash. So Hammer of Glory is not ideal. Let us see what we can do here. Okay, well, it just sucks to be us. What we're going to do is we're just going to Dragon Forge and we're just going to fetch another one. Then we'll be able to do the same sort of play. We're going to attack with the haste units to attack our opponent for 7 damage here. On our opponent's turn, we... Oh, yes, got his treasures. On our opponent's turn, we get to either hold up Backlash, or we get to Dragon Forge and fetch another one of these. Yeah, so opponent can sort of see it coming. But yeah, that was a pretty powerful game. I mean, we both went to 6, and we still managed to get there, so nice. Just closing the laptop for now. So we do have, so we're on the play, which I think means we can potentially get away with this. We do kind of want to draw a spell. I mean, we are going to draw a spell potentially because we will get the treasure trove here. Give me the old Mercy's Weakness. I absolutely love this. Like, it's taken me so long to get these. The full suite of shadow emotes. Okay, well, we've got a pretty nice curve there actually. So I'm uncertain how this mastery works. Like, if we don't have a spell, does it just wait? Like, oh, this costs 3 now. Yeah, I do forget about that. So our opponent must be playing some sort of unseen deck in this factions. Yeah, I guess. I think we just attack here. So I just want to start taking up the mastery, to be honest. It's basically free for the opponent. Don't think we would be blocking if our opponent attacked. So whoever we had back, we were just not blocking. It's just like not happening. Okay, so another Bismuth. So our opponent is kind of going off here. So we've got Charge, which is not the most impressive as far as battle skills go. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad that that went in the other order, but Charge and Deadly. Whoops, got him, yeah. So we could trade here, but that gives Charge and Deadly to something else, which is really the most exciting, to be honest. So we could play Eclipse Dragon, but there's not really much of a point. So I'm just going to Treasure Trove here. Okay, so we get Blazing Salvo. So that is pretty good news for us. So we can attack here. And then I'll just Blazing Salvo, give that the additional damage. So what we can do here is we can deal 5 to something, and then we can go and fetch like one of these just to see what our opponent does. So the one with the actual relevant skills is the Bismuth. So let's deal 5 to that. See where our opponent puts them. So let's get rid of one of the Acedonises, and we'll just get the Edict of Shavka, just because this will pop whatever our opponent puts those on. Okay, so putting them there is ideal because now it just leaves our opponent with a... actually, do we decimate? I don't think we do here. I think we actually want to get 5 so we can just place in the first place. I'm just going to Edict of Shavka, which will deal 5 to this. It'll give Charge Deadly Reckless to this, which is, again, not ideal. But I guess it will be fine for now. If our opponent doesn't play another unit, I'll just block here. If they don't, I'm kind of fine with our opponent just having like a 1-1, just like drain us for 1 every turn. Hopefully we are just going to be able to go a little bit bigger than that. Also, if we draw like a nice spell, we can just play Vestige into Acedonis next turn. Okay, opponent's drawing Unseen for the Void. So another thing we can actually do is, if we block here, and our opponent puts the Exalted onto there, we can kill it with Draconic Ire. So we're not going to do that now. We do kind of want to draw some sort of removal spell for this though. So Team Whelp, I do like that, because that'll be a nice cheap play that will help us to draw a treasure trove. So we can actually play Vestige first, because this will then cost 1, which means that we can also play the treasure trove. Okay, so Insignia is good, helps us hit our power. And then we'll just hit with the Acedonis. I think this is fine. So it does have a mastery of 12, so it's kind of rare that we ever hit that, but if we do, we're going to be happy. Probably the turn before we do it, let's play a dragon. So Switchblade can get pretty spooky if our opponent's able to start giving it skills. And if our opponent has the relevant weapon... Wow. Okay, so this would be Charge Deadly Exalted, whatever. So, Charge Deadly, double damage on lifesteal. So the double damage there is kind of not the best for us. But let's just block here. They get to put the weapon somewhere, probably on this, just because it gets an additional boost. But we do have the option to be able to kill it, I think, if we really need to. Okay, so the Charchain Flail, not quite what we want here. We could just kill this down if we really wanted to. So I'm going to attempt to attack here, just because then we can blow up this. Okay, so get to blow up the weapon, which deals 1 damage, you know, 1 big damage. Actually, how much damage did that do? So I was on 25. God, this is rewound like 15 years ago. Let's speed up. Nope. Yeah, if we wanted it to be just a little bit back, let's see how much damage we've dealt. Okay, so here we go. We're playing the turn. So we dealt 3. We killed the thing, we dealt 2. Okay, so the spell damage does happen on that, which is nice to know. So we can Charchain Flail here, Charchain Flail, which would kill this. But I think really we're just going to kill this for now. Get it out of the way. I guess we could jump here, but I'm probably not going to. Okay, well now we're in trouble because our opponent's got a Berserk one of these, so we do have to chump now. Go on, go Berserk. All that as well. So now our opponent definitely gets in for 8. They're going to get in for an additional 2, which is 10. So we do have to chump here, which is kind of sad. Would really have liked to have blocked this. Well, the high life total I'm kind of fine with. It's more the... So we don't get to play both. And we don't have anything that we can actually triple up on. So I guess we may as well just play the Vestige and then just play like this one. And then we can block here, block like something else, but we are pretty much dead, so I'm going to scoop that up. It's kind of unfortunate. We probably should have just killed this when we had the chance, but I guess if our opponent's playing the Vara's Charm, it just lets them be able to buy it back then. Oh, nice! Tattoo Dragon has got a pledge. So we're on the draw. We do have like removal spells, and we can decide before we play our first power whether we're going to pledge this. So we do have a 5-drop and things that care about dragons, but we do have things that also just like this draws us a card. Okay, so we do really want the Fire Source. We don't have a Eclipse favor in here, so we won't be able to get one. But I think that we've got so many removal spells, and we are against the Legion deck, which is very likely Legion Flyers, that we should have enough time. Okay, so Entrancer no longer hits anything, which is delicious. So we could kill this, but I'm going to wait. It does only deal 1. I'd much rather wait to see if... okay, so we can get Vestige down, which is pretty great. Does cheapen all of our dragons and mean that potentially we should have a much easier time being able to play the dragon and something else. So I guess we're now sort of regretting not pledging this, but I think we're going to be okay. We do have the sort of fast spells, the fast interaction here to be able to deal with things. So if our opponent just like suits up with the Spell Shaper, which is something that they could do, probably not in this matchup, but it was something that I did quite a lot, which was just play it as like a curiosity. Okay, so this is invulnerable to damage, which is kind of tedious. It means we can't deal with it, but we will be able to in our opponent's turn. And I guess, given what we've got, we'll just Blazing Salvo here. Our opponent might have a chance to interact with this. But I don't think we're given anything Berserk here, so we'll get rid of that. Then we'll just grab a Edict of Shavka. Happy just to take 2 here, just like under a Phyrexian Arena or whatever. We do still want to keep one of these going though, just so we can play like to 2 dragons. Say we draw like a Fire Sigil now, or an Insignia. I'd like to be able to just play it and make a 2-2 out of the deal. Okay, so there we go. Do like that. So now we can play this, and I guess we'll just shoot one of these just to get some sort of pressure going. Our opponent could... Okay, so just going for Humble Gnesk here. That's fine. I guess we don't really want that anymore. Let us get back. Yeah, get Piercing Shot. Pop our opponent's Aegis. Maybe that'll be relevant at some point. I don't think that our opponent is going to be playing counter spells anymore. Just because the... Oh, here we go. Well, I mean, that's kind of tedious. How much does it cost to activate? So it pays 4 to be able to do that. So I'd kind of rather our opponent didn't do that. So let us just Piercing Shot this. And then we're going to hold up some fast spells if we really need to. So if our opponent suits something up with a Spell Shaper, we just get to be able to kill that. So I don't suspect that our opponent will be doing that. I think that next turn, we're just going to slam the Eclipse Dragon. I think that's kind of fine realistically. So the Draconic Ire as well. So this kills any enemy attachment. So eventually we should be okay with the Eclipse Dragon. Okay, that's a new innovation. Our opponent's playing the Teriax Hatchling. So I think I'm just going to play Eclipse Dragon and attack with the 2-2 on the ground. This should keep most of what our opponent's up to sort of like back. There's probably an argument for if they find the Emblem. Okay, so I guess we'll just block the bigger one. I probably shouldn't have damage dealing in that deck, I don't believe. Okay, so let's just say this. I don't really want our opponent just like drawing 3 cards and just like holding back on these forever. So let's do this. So our opponent has got Stormtamer's Mount, which is kind of annoying. Because I really wanted to get the Draconic Ire off and just kill this, but I suppose this is what we're up to now. I went for that attack, not suspecting this was going to be happening, just because if we'd have got through, we'd have had a 4-3 blocker, which would have been fine. So let's just play this and Decimate. So that gets us something else on the ground. But I am just going to play the Burningcore Drake and the Ash Elemental. Our opponent's turn we get more power, so we're able to say something if we really need to. So really this Eclipse Dragon is just like incredibly key to our strategy. Wild Cloud Snake at this point in the game I feel is kind of fine. So our opponent is offering the trade there, which I will definitely take. I feel like if we attack, our opponent just blocks with this anyway, so I feel that's kind of fine. Again, I kind of like this. We've got a bunch of fast spells that can do stuff, so let's just attack all here. Our opponent could have another one of the Drakes, but it turns out that they don't, so... We can actually deal 4 damage to our opponent and then 1 damage off the Draconic Ire. We don't have enough power to do that, but we now have a blocker and a removal spell, so... Is it worth blazing Salvo in now? I don't think it is, but I guess we went in and we just had like enough things on the ground. But I was just thinking about, do we want to make another Oni jump now? And it turns out we're just fine. Okay, so we really need like the double fire here. I mean, similar to a previous hand where we were sort of light influence. I think it was the last game. I think this one's kind of a bit different because we do have like the 6-drop, and this doesn't really do anything until like we get a hit off this, at which point it's really good. But I think we just have to redraw here. We do have like a lot of 2s and 3s. We probably want to be trying to find them. Yeah, this seems fine. Alright, influence seems kind of okay. Cinder Clutch doesn't do anything for a little while, but it might help us get something through. And we're on the play, so if we're a little bit slower, I feel like we're kind of okay there. Because our damage is potentially just in burst. Oh, could be a mirror, cool. Well, I'm just going to fire off the Seat of Fury. Just because then all our power enters sort of undepleted. And we can sort of hang fire on these emblems. Okay, so this could be like a Menace Dragons list. But I'm going to play Burningcore Drake anyway. Our opponent wants to expend a removal spell here. That's probably okay. Yeah, so just trading spells there. Okay, so we can give Vestige. This will cost 2, which will make this cost 3, but we don't have enough to do that in the same turn. I think we'll play this, and we'll just get the threat out of it, and then we'll play the Raging Firemaw. Raging Firemaw, of course, not the most impressive after you've just decimated, but it is a dragon, which will help us with Cinder Clutch. And if we draw a little 0-3 that could, that'll draw us a card, so let's go a little bit deeper. Maybe I shouldn't have decimated there, actually. But I guess our next turn's fine. We can just choose not to decimate next turn. Okay, so this is not a fast spell, sadly. So we are definitely let our opponent do the thing with Acedonis, which is going to be a bit stinky. So I guess we just play down Cozin. We'll play Emblem, and now, yeah, kind of stunk to not do that. So we can attack, but it doesn't do anything. If we'd have like been able to play Spellbound Vestige, maybe a bit different, but I think we'll just have to hang fire here. I probably won't actually block this. So if we draw like a Sear, that'd be great, because we could just play Vestige, Sear this before they ever get to do the Mastery 12. Oh, okay. In that case, we'll just block 4, I guess. So sadly, our opponent probably gets to like get Sear boosted, and then an hour turn they get to do it, which is, yeah, it's kind of all kinds of stinky. So we'll just attack here, try and get our mastery on a little bit. I think we Vestige. We'll play Emblem, and we probably won't decimate here. So we could go and grab a Wisp and just like draw a card. But I'm going to have a little bit of a decide here. So this will cost 0 when we actually get it. Spitflame would be big, might be too big for them to deal with. Maybe their removal spells are things like Defile, so it'd just be a huge buy, but kind of a lot of decisions to make here. Could just make this, just gets the treasure trove, get this just so we've got like some sort of parry with what they've got. But yeah, I think we just get the Spitflame. So that'll cost 4, which is going to be pretty nice for us. We can activate it, but there's not really any endurance dragons. Okay, so now I think we are probably done for, because we're going to be taking a lot of damage pretty much regardless of what goes on here. We'll attack here, just get a little bit closer. Play the Draconus. We do get to stun enemy. Okay, so is this for as long as we get? Huh. Never read that second line of text. I just read it as like a big boy that was able to kill endurance units. Okay, well this takes us a point of damage, which is not ideal. I don't think I would decimate. I do want the 6 to be able to maybe start doing this. Could be relevant. We do only have one Spellbound Vestige. This gets to deal 3 damage, which is sadly not millions. So I guess we'll just like draw a card, Treasure Trove. Okay. So now we've got the 6/7. Of course, like blocking the Eclipse Dragon is kind of risky here. We kind of really don't want to do that because our opponent could have any fast spell. Okay, so choosing a unit to sacrifice. Well, this is a good blocker, but we're only one away from getting like an equal blocker. Okay, so I can see what the shadow... Oh, okay, so I guess we're getting rid of Cozin anyway, which is not really where we want it to be. Okay, so our opponent is at 6, so they're a little way away from being able to... Oh, okay, so we've got like double clutch now, which is really nice. So, play Burningcore Drake just to get more of these. So, we're going to have to double it up wherever we put it. And that's just going to be pretty much where we are. Maybe we could have paid 4 and then done this like to kill something, but I don't mind just getting like 6 free ones in play. That should be pretty good. So Eclipse Dragon's good. Our opponent's just getting 8 power back, well 6 power back every turn. I guess we just Cinder Clutch this though, just because this has got like the scariest text of our opponent getting things back, which I kind of prefer they didn't. Okay, I will leave like this. I think this seems kind of fine. Any of our 3/1 Recklesses, well, or the overwhelm that get blocked, we are able to ping later on. Okay, so we might have got our opponent, might have been able to turn this game around. We've got like a lot of damage on the ground here. Anything that gets blocked by well, any of these 4/4s that block the 3/1s do get shot down for the final point. I'm going to sit home. Oh, Carve It, okay. Well, Carve It doesn't get shot down, but Carve It's also going to like deal like a point of damage. So let us just get in here, try and get in like the maximum amount of damage. I don't really want like a double blockade. That'd just be kind of a disaster for us. So. Okay, well, for this deals damage, you gain influence. That is such a weird card. So we get to deal 4 here. Let's kill this. So our opponent's out of practical free here because the Carver is going to deal damage to them. But if our opponent attacks with Carver, do we block? Like, that's something we probably would be concerned with. Oh, Clutch of Talons. Okay. So how many does our opponent get to make? Just 1 dragon? Okay, I think we do it then. So we take 8. Our opponent could actually have... Is there a card in the format that deals damage to a player and not just a unit? So let me just read Cinder Clutch here. Deal 1 damage to an enemy for each dragon. That could be a disaster if that happens, actually. So if our opponent's got that, we still get through for lethal. So, okay, we will block. So, because block, removal spell, like, our opponent still takes 9. That was kind of a difficult one, so I was like, well, what could it be? But, you know, I guess we get it anyway. Actually, just going to make a swift change here in the deck. So, I'm actually kind of Operation Farm a little bit, but I was really impressed by Tattoo Dragon in one of the games, and it's also got Pledge, which should help us with our power, so I am going to keep this up a little bit more. Then I go to the next game. So the 2/5 did actually help us out quite a lot in the last game, helped us stabilise, but I do... actually, yeah, let's redraw here. I do kind of like Tattoo Dragon. Now I've sort of seen that it does have synergy with spells like, well, not even spells, like emblems, just drawing you an additional card. So I do kind of like synergy in the deck like that. The 2/5 is a good blocker, of course, but if we are just decimating a bunch, we're probably not getting to do that. So we are playing against Ajumpai. So Ajumpai could be a bunch of things. It could be the deck we played the other day. It could be an unseen deck. Okay, some sort of like a sacrifice deck. I don't think there's too much that I could be doing there. Well, let's play Spellbound Vestige and let's just keep our influence going. Actually, I'm very much more impressed by Spitflame Draconus. And this was a thing that dodged a lot of removal because it was really big. And it had like this deal 4. I didn't realise it also had like stun an enemy unit. So, okay, I'm probably playing the JPS Purpose deck. I'm going to play this down. I think this seems kind of fine. So, uh-oh. The Spellbound Vestige coming to bite us here. That was kind of stinky. So our opponent gets to steal our threat, which is kind of grim. So maybe Spellbound Vestige has got a downside in the format. Who knew? Well, I'm probably grabbing a Wind Elemental, but I'm probably just going to like tickle this down and then I'll shoot that in the next turn. We don't have too much in the way of resources here, but in a matchup like this... Ooh, okay. I do like that. Come on, fire. Yeah, kind of fine with that, aren't we? Oh god, abilities are well and we just want to attack with something. Yeah, I guess we're just like ace base there just to get through it. Giving out Dragon's Berserk could be a real quick way of ending the game as well. So I'm not going to ping for one. Obviously I don't want to ping this because it lets our opponent draw a card, and I don't want to tap out because I feel like having Sear might be useful. Oh, our opponent has decided they didn't want to take... What were they taking? 6? Potentially like... We could have like 20 of them next turn. Wow, this deck is potent. Okay, so one more for the road because the game's been kind of quick. So the actual gameplay is only been like 28 minutes. So yeah, I think we could potentially keep this. So we do have like a defensive hand. It's got like removal spells. It's got a 0-3 blocker. So I think we'll keep this on the play. And if we draw like any dragons, we'll be cooking with gas. We do have a number of them that are double fire, which is potentially a problem. Okay, I promise on like 6 cards, and our game plan here is just going to be to like 1-for-1 them. So I feel like we might be doing okay. Common Core Shadow Elves. Well, we will probably be... Actually, let's just play Skywatch Zealot. I'm probably going to say that, but if they play like if the 2-drop that makes more elves is in the format, then I'll probably want to say that instead. We can always just like hang fire and Cinder Clutch later. Is Spiteful Strike in the format? It is, but yeah, I don't want to just like not draw my card here. Okay, so we're playing like actual elves here. Okay. Well, Borderlands Lookout is a lot less scary now that it doesn't really get to do its thing. So we've got the market that we'd like. So we've got Piercing Shot, which is kind of nice. But I guess we'll probably just like try and Salvo here. So it's like... actually, I should have blocked this in case they did have a combat trick, because then we could have just like blown it out. Yeah, taking 2 is fine. Yeah, let's Salvo this. So we don't have any dragons, so I'm going to get rid of Cinder Clutch. Okay, I've probably got some sort of spell here. Maybe it is the Spiteful Strike. Well, let's get rid of Cinder Clutch because it's not doing anything. We can grab the Ears of Shavka, which doesn't do anything currently. Linrei will be unlikely to do anything as well. Piercing Shot seems like the only kind of reasonable play there. We draw a power, that'd be great, especially a Fire Source, because then we'll just be able to kill both our opponent's threats. Okay, so Fire Source is perfect here. We do get to just Piercing Shot this. The opponent has some sort of fast spell, which is, you know, mildly concerning. But I think Spiteful Strike, if they do have it, would be like a +2/+1. So it could have saved things. Oh, it's Crack the Earth. Okay, that makes sense. Well, guess who we're blocking like for the rest of our lives. I'll probably just go and fetch like a cheap dragon. If we get a power, I will go and get the free 1 flyer. Yeah, let's block this. I don't really want our opponent to go and use Arc of the Soul. That would just be nonsense. Sunset Stone's fine. We do kind of have like reasonable outs to that. So we could go and fetch Burningcore, which is what I would have done if we had like another power. But I think we're just going to go and grab Thieving Whelp, because that'll draw us a card. And if it's a stinky one, then... Ooh, Cozin, nice. If it was a stinky one, we could have been able to do something with Blazing Salvo. But I think our plan is just to try and get in for damage next turn, and then use our Draconic Ire just to sort of poke that away. So let's attack anyway. We could have shot this down and then got in, but that seems like a lot of effort. We get flying this way, and then we can use the shooting down for something that actually matters. So opponent could have a Wasp, but I do probably suspect that they don't. Okay, so double crack the earth. If they go for a double block, that's fine. Our opponent is kind of priced into fetching a 5-drop here, which is something I'm okay with. So the double block will kill one of them. So trade this into, you know, I guess Backlash. I mean, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to develop this first, and then I'll hold up Backlash like in a couple of turns, and hopefully it'll be absolutely busted. Okay, the 4-2 is good, but yeah, we're going to blow up their Elfstone, just like chump block here, turn our fingers are huge. Well, let's go to the deck tech. Okay, so there we have it, and as you can see, we kind of sailed through, just like gold through, which isn't like a huge deal, but you know, we got there pretty impressively. I think it went like 7-2 in the end. I'm not sure if I'm going to put all the games up, but we'll see what sounds good. So overall, I did like the deck. In the end, we did make the change where we went up onto 2 dragons. I could potentially see going up to 4 of these just to have like Pledge in the deck, but I guess we don't want to just be playing like 8 4-drops, but that does get a little bit better when you are playing the, where is it? the Spellbound Vestige. If we also had the only Blacksmith or Dragonsmith, whatever it is, that makes dragons cost 1 less, that could be even more possible as a thing that we would be doing, where we would want plenty of 4-drops because we can ramp into them because we've got like 8 ramp pieces. But for now, I do kind of like just having like 6 4-drops. The Eclipse Dragon was really impressive. So not only is this just like a threat that is going to be able to attack things like Sykes or attack through any other flyer, but it's also going to help us hold up power, which is great. So I think because of that, I think one thing that I would do is perhaps change the Edict of Linrei, because honestly I didn't see anything that this would have killed. Maybe if we've seen Growth of Stranger, that'd be different, but Growth of Stranger, you know, when we've got a bunch of flyers, do we really care? Because they just play it, like, maybe it gives something killer, like who cares? I'd rather unseal the killer than be able to like Edict it. So I think that's the change I would make. Just go fetch Unseal, just because of how powerful the sort of the Force of Will effect is when we are in a sort of tempo deck. So in terms of budget considerations, if you wanted to play this as like a bit of a cheaper thing, I feel like this deck is kind of cheap anyway. So Cozin is a legendary. You do not need Cozin. I put Cozin in here sort of like of my own will. There are some other dragons you could play. I will take a look at the original list that I was looking at, and some of those were playing, well, actually kind of similar to our list. Yeah, so some of the decks were actually playing, when I was looking, we're actually playing a little bit more in the way of burn spells. So this is Expedition, yeah. So they were playing things alongside like a Rock Slide, Permafrost to be able to get damage in. They were playing like double Helix Drake, which I'm not sure about this. Maybe it gets a little bit better when you are playing the Poke the Dragon spell, but I'm not super excited by like a 1-4 for 5. But I do really like just having a bunch of like burn spells. Like Rock Slide gets really good when you've got ways to increase your spell damage. We can also play the Wizened Yeti, which will increase your spell damage. So if you want to play this as a more budget build, you probably want to be moving towards like a spell damage version of the deck. And being spell damage means that you're able to go up to 4 Cinder Clutches, and Cinder Clutches with additional dragons do more damage, well, spell damage or additional dragons. So if you had like +3 spell damage and 2 different dragons, you're going to deal like 5, make 5 free ones, which is really nice. So in terms of Expedition, like spells deal. So there's Asperg Warchief, which is probably unlikely, but Wizened Crone and yeah, sure, yeah, we've got the Cloud Snake Harrier as well if you want to play that, but that is a rare as well, which is probably not what you want. But yeah, I think this deck's kind of cheap, so most of the really important ones like Acedonis are rares. Eclipse Dragon's rare. Spitflame comes from a campaign, so that's probably quite easy to get. And there's only one, so if you don't have the campaign, you can just cut that and maybe go up on Tattoo Dragons, which I think are definitely good. But for the most part, I would recommend picking this deck up and giving it a go, because it just looks like really smooth sailing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves. But before I go, actually, I've been super hardcore punished by the YouTube algorithm right now. So if you could give this a share, I would be very appreciative. Anyway, I've been That Resolved. I'll see you around.